Lights, camera, action.
What a day to be alive.
Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome back to today's video. Now, I know a lot of you want to see me out there traveling, making vlogs, all that kind of fun stuff, adventuring, hiking, trekking. But unfortunately, with the coronavirus, everything is a little bit limited now to the places you can and can't visit. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys some methods and some tips that I have used in the last 5 years of my travels, and basically of how I've been able to save money to travel. Now, before you start your travels and head off to whichever country you've decided, you of course need some savings in the bank to fund your trip for however long you decide to go, whether that's weeks, months or years. You need some money in the bank to support you while you're out there. Now, for me personally, a lot of people question me all the time saying, how the hell do you afford to travel? And yeah, it's basically just through these methods and these tips that I'll explain to you in this video. They're very simple, very obvious. There is no secret sauce or anything. It's literally just making a few personal sacrifices to the lifestyle that you're living, just so then you're able to put aside a little bit more money and then use that money to spend on traveling. Now, some people would absolutely call me a tight ass or stingy. However, I would like to more say I'm careful what I spend my money on, because I know in my mind I have a bigger picture of saving a lump sum of money and spending it all on the one thing I love, which is to travel. We have a saying in England which goes like, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. Okay, so the first thing that I always tell myself when I want to try and save some money to travel is to simply reduce unnecessary spending. Now, I know that sounds incredibly simple and obvious, which it's meant to be, but honestly, I think a lot of people don't realize how much crap and how much money they spend on things they just don't need or don't want or don't use. So reducing the amount of unnecessary spending that you do, you will see a massive increase in your savings. Just a few examples. With myself, I used to buy a lot of clothes. Every month I would go on ASOS, I would spend a couple of £100. However, a few years ago, I just said to myself, I don't need all of these clothes. I don't need 30 t-shirts. I don't need 6 jackets. So why on earth do I have all of this stuff? Because not only does it make you more stressed when you're trying to get changed, trying to pick which t-shirt you want, you realize what a waste of money it is. So if you do go shopping for clothes or whatever it might be, seriously look at it and consider to yourself, do I actually need this? Or am I just buying this to fit in, to go along with the trend, or because you just have a desire to get it? But the thing is, will you actually use it, and do you need it? And most of the time, the answer is no. Another thing that you can do is cancel your subscriptions. Myself, I cancelled my Spotify, I cancelled my gym membership. All those things add up over time. Spotify was about £10 a month, gym membership was £30 a month. So already each month I'm saving an extra £40 just by cancelling memberships which I didn't use. So make sure you cut down on unnecessary spending, because believe it or not, you can get by with very, very little. Now, the next thing that I do to build the funds up is to stop socializing and to stop going out. Now, of course, this could have a negative spin because you don't want to become some isolated, lonely soul where, you know, you've become completely antisocial and you've distanced yourself from your friends. So, of course, you need to have balance. However, you don't need to be going out 2-3 times a week down the pub, drinking beers which cost £6 a pint, which is absolutely crazy, especially in London. So you just need to make a few personal sacrifices within your lifestyle. If you are a party boy, party girl, whatever, and you're not saving money and you're wondering why, because you're going out, I don't know, 3-4 times a week, well then that's why, because you're probably spending a couple of £100 a week or less or more on just getting drunk with your friends, which, you know, if that's what you want to do, fair enough. But if you've got a bigger picture in your mind and a bigger goal, which is to obviously save that money and spend it to travel, then you do need to sacrifice your social life a little bit so that you can help build the funds up and, you know, spend that money on probably something a lot more valuable, which will be a travel experience. So the next thing that you should do, which kind of links into the one I've just mentioned, is you should start cooking for yourself. Because of course, if you're someone that's eating takeaways, Deliveroo's, Uber Eats, eating out at restaurants 3 times a week, you of course are going to be spending a lot of money on food. Whereas if you cook for yourself, for your friends, for your family, if you bulk buy a lot of the foods, the amount of money that you spend on food will go down considerably, and of course then you can pocket that money away that you're not spending on restaurants, putting it into your savings, and then happy days, you've got a lot more money to spend for your travels. The one thing that you can do to help increase the amount of savings you have is actually to sell unnecessary things. If you look around your bedroom or your house, and I can guarantee you for 90% of the people watching this, there will be something in your house that you don't need or use. So why not sell it and make some extra cash, which you can then save? An example for myself is last year I had a PS4. I realized I was going to travel to Nepal. I didn't need the PS4, so I sold it for £100. There we go. That's £100 extra, which I didn't have before, for something I didn't even use. So another way to save money to travel is one of the biggest things which I've done, and that is working overtime at your job or working 2 jobs. Now, obviously this doesn't need explaining. The more hours you work, the more money you get. If you work another job, 2 jobs, you get more money. So it's pretty simple. Funny story, about 2-3 years ago, I actually bought a motorbike and started working for Deliveroo because I thought in my spare time in the evenings while I was finished my main job during the day, I wanted to do Deliveroo to make extra money that I could then spend on travels in the future, because I only had one goal in mind, which was to save to travel. But after about an hour doing Deliveroo in absolutely hailstorm, rain, all sorts of thunder, lightning, just a massive storm here in London, I decided, no, I do not want to do Deliveroo. So it didn't work out bringing extra cash in. I think I got about £8 an hour for that Deliveroo 1 hour of order. That wasn't too bad. But I scrapped that idea and I just decided to do more overtime at my work because they needed people to do it. I was happy to do it because then it meant more money for me. Happy days. So the last way that you can by far save the most amount of money is something which I've done, which I've not always wanted to do, and that is living with your parents. Now, of course, even at 25 years old, do I want to be at home? No, not really. Do I want to be living here with my dad and my sister? Sorry dad, sorry sister, the answer is no. I'm 25, I want some independence, I want my own responsibilities. However, there's a reason I keep coming back, because by far the most expensive thing in life, I would say, is probably accommodation. If I was to move out of my family home where I am now, living in London, and go and find somewhere else to live, I would be paying probably around a minimum of £700 to £800 a month. Now, from living at home, I can halve the amount of money that I'm spending on accommodation because I'm living with my family. So they'll obviously give me a cheaper rate. Some parents or some families will even let you stay for free, so you can save even more money. But without a shadow of a doubt, living with your family and your parents, although it's not something that I or you will always want to do forever, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, although at times we rip each other's heads off. But it of course means that I can save a lot more money and then spend that money traveling. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a video about how you can save money whilst you're traveling on the road, because I definitely have some tips and advice and a video that I could make on that. I know these tips were very simple and very obvious, but you know, that's what they're meant to be. It's just kind of reinforcing the things that you need to do to save some money. As always guys, stay safe, stay positive, keep saving, and hopefully we'll all be able to travel soon. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.